Hello friends and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. Now last episode we set up those factory buildings you see to the left of us here and also these to the right and made a pretty good headway on getting our tier 2 production done. Now we are going to need to upgrade our limestone and our copper facilities. I haven't built those out yet, but before we do that we need to resolve our power issues. Unfortunately right now we are struggling to generate enough power to keep up here with the facility even without the expansions we need to make to basically quadruple our iron production. So to that end, we are gonna try farming. Now, I couldn't find any regular soil nearby to the base here. What we need is this just regular jar of dirt. The nearest I found was over in the grasslands, but hopefully we can now scan for, no, not quite yet. Hopefully soon we will be able to scan for our dirt. And then we'll be able to use that to actually find a nearer source of it. Now that's just regular dirt that we don't have nearby. I do have bog earth nearby, and I do have, what is the other one, peat soil nearby. So we will be able to use that instead. Now the other thing we're gonna have to unlock here so that we can actually start our farm is going to be, what is it, the farm actual buildings. Yes, there we go, the farm buildings. So let's go ahead and feed these in as well. There we go. Excellent. Now, with any luck, we should be able to unlock somewhere in here the ability to scan for those, but I'm not really sure what we have to unlock to scan because it doesn't look like, oh, there we go. We can scan for jar of dirt. Perfect. So it does look like there is some dirt relatively close by here that we can get to, these two locations here. So we'll just go ahead and mark those on our map, so that we'll be able to find them later on. Okay, great. So this, of course, is our power facility that we built last episode, and this is where we are making our leaves into biomass and that into solid biofuel. So my instinct is to start building our farms out over this area. Unfortunately, there are a lot of trees in the way, and that makes it less than ideal because farms do take up a decent amount of space, as I recall. So we are gonna have to figure that out. My other concern here is I think that farms might take water, and we do not have a way of pumping water yet. That comes at the next tier. So we're gonna make an attempt at this. We're gonna see if we can get it working, but this might end like it did in my previous playthrough of Satisfactory Plus, where we just can't do the thing because we are lacking the resources to be successful, or the efficiency of a farm is so low that we shouldn't even bother. So we're going to try it out and see how far we get. All right, we are going to have to do a little deforestation to be able to build out the platform we need. So we are going to equip ourselves with a chainsaw. We love the chainsaw. We love the chainsaw animation. This is just one of the coolest things in the game right here. This and the elevator, the space elevator. Yeah, I just love how they do that. The little transformable chainsaw, super, super neat. Somehow I can climb while holding it with one-handed. But I think we're going to start building our platform out up here. Yeah, okay, let's put that away for now. A little too excitable. All right, so we are going to build out our platform up here, I think, for our initial farm. Something like this, where we can have ourselves nice amounts of space, and we don't have to clear too many trees, at least for the immediate future. As you all may recall from the previous couple of episodes, we are, in this case, going to be doing this. We're cheating. I'm just going to say that. We are basically cheating. And the reason we are cheating is because the costs are pretty expensive to build stuff, and I just like a nice casual playthrough. We are basically doing the no-cost builds, and I just think that's a nicer way to play. I'm not building anything unless I have unlocked it. That is the other rule. So I'm not cheating in resources so that I can make these things. I'm just cheating in a little bit. All right, so here are our farm plots. These are a little bigger than 2x2, as you all can see here. And in these farming platforms, actually, we will put the farm plots. Excuse me, that's backwards. We have to actually put them in up there. And yeah, these are frustratingly high is the other thing. So let's just build ourselves a couple of little catwalk stairs to kind of get up there. If it'll let us, there we go. Just like that. And we'll put another one over here, just like that. Right. I don't care that it's clipping at this point. I just want to be able to get to this farm plot. Now here we can start configuring the machine. It doesn't look like we need water in it to start. We're just going to need the seeds. So to that end, let's go ahead and check out our farm plots again and figure out what we want to build. We can do a crop plot. We'll do one on each of these, just like that. Okay, great. And now we can start putting crops down as soon as we extract our seeds. Now our seeds have to get extracted from the dirt, and I think maybe we put our seed extractors down here? Maybe they go down here on this ledge. See what I mean? When I say large, I mean large. Okay, so this is gonna actually run into this, and then, yeah, right here? No, doesn't like that? Oh, it's because it's hanging out over the edge. Okay, well, let's do right here. There we go. There we go. Now we can fit 2 in this space. If we get really lucky, we might be able to fit a 3rd as well, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. We are going to remove that. I should really get the empty hands mod turned on, because right now that's kind of a problem for us, that noise keeps starting every time we turn that off. Okay, so the seed extractor, we will now be able to feed in some of our soil. Now, let's go ahead and grab the closest available soil here, and I believe on my map, right over this way is where that soil is. Let's go ahead and fly over there. Oh, that is a big egg. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, we're not going to think too hard about that. I'm sure that's game content that'll come later. So the leaf, did I just blow right past it? I did just blow right past it. Okay, so somewhere in here is our dirt. Ah, there is our dirt. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and grab this on a miner. Come on, move out, little guy. There you go. Ah, here it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our second miner down over here. We will go ahead and start wiring this up back towards our base over there. And there goes our jars of dirt marching through the wilderness. Now, each of those miners that we put down is only extracting 30 per minute each, so we're getting a total of 60 per minute. There we go. Now we are extracting all 4 types of these seeds. Wonderful. Okay, so now we just need to bring those up and into our storage container. Let's do this. There we go. And yeah, so this is all going to go into storage for now. Now, before we can actually start putting this in to use in our crops, we have to do one more thing, and that is sort it. So the best way that I can think of for us to sort it is to go ahead and unlock the AI, what is it, the smart splitters. That's what we need here. And so for that, we're going to need Caterium, if I remember correctly. Now, we don't have Caterium yet here, but while flying around, I found some over here. And I think if you've played the game a bunch, you are probably familiar with this node already. So we're just going to mine up a whole bunch of Caterium. There we go. And then we can drop this into the MAM. So, okay, let's just let this go for a bit. And we will have enough Caterium. And we'll see in a sec. All right, 200 ore, perfect. And I think what we're going to go ahead and do is we'll set up a miner and we'll start our production chain here. But we do not actually have everything that we need yet to do that. So let's just go ahead and put this here. It's going to start the mining, but it doesn't have the recipes that we can smelt those yet. So first things first, let's go to our MAM over here. Sorry if my very high-speed flying is making anybody seasick. I do apologize. It's also making me a little uncomfortable, to be honest. All right, so now we've unlocked all of these various things, and what we really need to get down to is, I think it's here. I think this is the splitter. So we just need to blitz through this real fast, and we are going to do that as quickly as humanly possible. So to do that, let's go ahead and take this miner, and I think maybe we just do a local little facility here for now. Eventually I want to bring this back into the main base, But since we have not actually done a very good job yet of that, that is laying out our base properly, I do want to just kind of do it temporarily here. Something like this. Come on. There we go. Okay. So now we can throw down a foundry, smelter, sorry. Gonna get those confused. I always do that and the assembler. I always make this mistake. Okay, there's that. And now if we power into there. Yeah, assemblers and constructors, I always name them the wrong thing. Ingots, there we go. Okay, so we start the research there. We do have instant research turned on for the record, so that does make this a little bit easier. Now that we come back here, we can tell the foundry, please make Caterium. It's going to do that. All right, we've let this run for a while. We are up to 34. That should be plenty. And now we can go ahead and unlock Quickwire. There we go. Great. So with our Quickwire, we will start getting into electronics with Caterium. Here we go. Quickwire. All right, let's go. So now we just need to put this into here. And we're going to drop in the Caterium we've already got. This is going to make up a bunch of Quickwire for us. 30 per minute, in fact. So now we just got to wait for that to come through. All right, and 50. Perfect. We are going to take our 50 Caterium back to our base, and now we can do the next unlock here. There we go. Now we are in business. This is what we are after here, is the smart splitter. So to get to that, we are going to need to make copper. Oh no, we need copper foil. And I don't think we have copper foil until the next tier. Let me go validate that real quick. Yes, it's exactly as I feared. We are not going to be able to make the splitters until the next tier. So we are going to have to just live with that. So, we are a ways away from being able to unlock that, but it does mean that I think that we could just start dumping crops into here. So maybe the thing to do is to let it sort itself. I think each of the plots... Oh no, are all of these the same? Yeah, all of these are the same. Ah, that's funky. I thought you could have a different one in each of the 4, but I don't think that's the case. I think this is the only way to do it. All right, I've refactored this just a little bit to move everything up basically 1 level here. So we're going to rearrange this a little bit so each of our ingredients can go into its own field. There we go, all 4 of those. And then all we have to do is remember long enough to drop it in here. So let's go ahead and give this wheat. There we go. And this is going to start doing its thing. It does, I think, need power? Yeah, you need power. That's going to be a thing. Let's see here about connecting all of these up. And then, oh, apparently we can't double. Okay, no problem, no problem. Can daisy chain at least once. So let's put a pole here, and connect this down to this pole. Okay, great. So wheat seeds are wheating, and now potato seeds. Where are our potato seeds? Potatoes are potatoing. And this is what? Corn. Corn is corning. There's our corn. Okay, and over here, last but not least, is carrots. So let's put our carrot seeds into the carroter. Okay, great. Carrots are going. Corn is going. Everybody is doing their thing. That's what we like to see. Okay, and we're already getting biomass, and we're also getting potatoes out. So the real question here just is, how much power is this using, and is that creating enough biomass that we can turn this into the next item that we need? And then that is in theory going to come back down here somewhere. I assume we're going to want to drop that to some sort of a production facility here because that's going to be turned into regular biomass. So let's go ahead and just make the assumption that that's going to work just like these. So we're going to do that like that. We're going to put this constructor here with the others. And we're going to put the merger in right with the others as well. All right, so let's drop our capsules in there. And then in theory, this is going to turn into just regular plain old biomass. And we should be able to just wire that up just like that and get biomass back out. So this does, 30 per minute. That's pretty good. What are these doing? 30 per minute as well. Okay, we will definitely take that. But we are going to run out of all of our capsules pretty much immediately. So we are going to have enough of our biomass capsules being made from our farm plots to be able to keep up. All right, so all said and done, all of our crops are currently only producing 20 biomass per minute off of all 4 of these. That's not a lot. And we also have all of this food that's coming off of it that we also can't really do anything with. So let's see here. Is there anything that we can do with a potato at this point? Yeah, unfortunately not. I wish that the potatoes could be turned into biofuel. We can eat it raw, you can mash them, you can put them in a stew, all of that sort of stuff. But unfortunately, potatoes are not a direct source of biomass for us. We're going to have to figure that out. Maybe there's a way to do that. But for now, at least we do have somewhat automated biofuel production, slowly but surely here. It's really not at the rate that we need, and we are going to have to supplement this for the foreseeable future with a whole bunch of our leaves. So this is okay, but again, we're kind of landing right where we landed with Satisfactory Plus, unfortunately. Now, I deforested this top platform here, and I think this is going to be the place that we're going to build the space elevator to start. I think yeah, this is a nice little platform for it. If we can get that doggo out of the way. Come on, go away. Go on. There we go. Okay, so I think I want to put this down just here until we can get a proper platform for it, just because I think it'll blend in nicely. And now we're ready to start making our plates so that we can unlock tiers 3 and 4. So to do that, I don't know that we have unlocked that recipe yet. Let's double check and see if we have. I think that's at the end of tier 2. Oh, and you know what? We did that and didn't even get to pay attention to our favorite animation in the game. Here we go. Just getting ahead of myself. Yeah, this thing. Oh, it's just so good. And then this piece comes down like that. Yeah. That's just so good. That's just so good. I wish every game would spend that much attention to detail making these giant machines that do stuff. Ugh, it's just a delight. Okay, so I think we have, let's just double check whether or not we have the plating. Smart plating, do we have that unlocked? We do have that unlocked. Okay, and we need only 25 of those smart plating. So I'm just gonna plonk down an assembler over here. Ideally, we would be automating this, but I am not gonna worry about it right now. Let's just go ahead and hook that up off of, yeah, sure, that thing. And we're going to tell it that it needs smart plating. So let's get 25 rotors, 25 reinforced plates. You know what? Why not? I'm going to go ahead and grab 100 because we got 100 at this point. And start cranking these out while everything else goes. Now, I forgot how slow these assemblers are. We're only getting 1 smart plate per minute. So I'm going to make 5 of these. And that way this whole thing will be done just in 5 brief minutes. Now, those do drain a lot more power. These are 15 megawatts each. So to keep up with that, I have had to disconnect this entire wing of our factory, all of the iron production, from the main power line. All right, so I think we have enough smart plating here now that we can go ahead and unlock that tier. There we go, and 2 more. Okay, even more than what we need. Great, that'll keep going, and we just need to come over here And, oh, we're not dropping it here. No, of course not. We are sending it up, up, and away. So let's go ahead and load that in, seal it, and ready to send it. Here we go. So cool. Absolutely love it. All right, so that's good news. Now we are already onto tiers 3 and 4, which is great considering we literally are on episode 3. Loving it. Oh, and now we get the harvester and the bigger farming platform. Okay, that's going to make this go a lot better for us. We can also get the irrigation module. All right, let's select this milestone. Should be easy enough for us to get the jar of dirt. I think we have almost enough plates and, oh, I guess I can save up on carrots. That shouldn't be a problem either. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, but you know what? Before we do that, what milestone we might actually want to go for? We could do Refined Power Mark II, and that's going to help us a little, but we don't have the steel plates yet. Do we have access to our pipes yet? This will give us pipes, and that will give us the copper foil that we need. So let's select this one. All right, and coal also will give us a better source of fuel. I think we will even be able to, at this point, unlock the recipe that gives us the, what is it? You can do biofuel into coal, I think. If I remember correctly, that's a thing. Does that sound right? I think that sounds right. So if we can do that, oh, this is the wrong one. We don't want those. We don't want those. Get rid of those. If we can do that, then we can actually start powering our entire plant just off of that. Like use those into a coal burner from refined power. That's what we should do here. All right, let's load this up. Let that go off. All right, now we should... Yeah, there we go. Now we can make our copper foil, and then we can start unlocking the other bits and bobs here. All right, so let's man this up. There we go. And now we are on to our smart splitters. Now all we have to do is make 5 AI limiters. Let's build ourselves a temporary assembler, or you know what? I can literally just repurpose this. Give me your smart plates out of that. And let's go ahead and do the AI limiter here. And that just needs 5 copper sheets and 20 quick wire. Okay, and we need 5 of those. Great. So we'll just drop in all of this stuff and we can let that do its thing. We need at least 9 more copper sheets. We have plenty of that. Give me 9. There we go. And you know what? Actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and take all of this because we are going to make more AI limiters because I think the AI limiters is one of the ingredients that we would need for this. Oh, you know what? It doesn't matter if that's one of the ingredients we need for this. You know why? Because we are not using the ingredients in the first place. That's right. We have the cheats turned on and we are using no cost right now. So we just have to wait another 2 minutes and we will have all of our AI limiters. And there we go, 5 limiters. Let's just grab up the rest of our extra ingredients. We come back over here, and now we should be able to unlock our smart splitters. Perfect, good to go. We're gonna dump off our extra ingredients that we aren't really using yet back over here. There we go. And now we can make smart splitters. That's gonna make this a lot easier for us. Now, I think since we have the smart splitters, I'm gonna go ahead and take this opportunity to grab the harvesters here and maybe do some other things with this because we are starting to back up. And actually, if I have enough carrots, maybe we can unlock those other farms with them as well. Looks like we have some potatoes, some corn. This is actually looking pretty good. Let me go ahead and drop some more carrot seeds here and let this do its thing. You know what? This also brings to mind another way that we could go about this. And I don't know if y'all are going to be cool with this because this is going to be a little cheaty. So here, I just installed this custom recipes mod and we have a recipe maker and a recipe editor. And I think this might be the trick for us. We're going to want to put these in a semi-permanent location because when you delete them, all of a sudden the recipes stop working. So let's put it inside of our power facility for now. I'm going to put down a recipe editor and I'm going to put down a recipe maker or 4. Let's do this. Well, what I was planning on doing is creating a recipe so that we can make carrots directly into biofuel along with the other ingredients here, but it doesn't look like I can manage the original one, so we're just going to remove that. I guess it doesn't work for custom machines, but for our regular machines, we should be able to do this. So if I take, for instance, in our, let's go all the way up here, not to the smelter, we want to go to the constructor. Let's grab our carrots somewhere in here. These are very tiny and hard to see. Regular carrot. We want to make the output here a biofuel container. No, not alien DNA. That biomass capsule is what we want. And the reason why I think this makes sense here is because I think basically what we want to say is that we want to turn these directly into biomass, right? That shouldn't necessarily be a difficult thing. It is, after all, just like leaves or any other biomass. Now, what we do have to figure out is what we want that recipe to be. Now, currently, 4 wood is 20 biomass, so basically 1 to 5. The biomass capsules are 3 to 2, which I think is a pretty okay recipe. And the leaves are 2 to 1. So, thinking through this, if leaves are 2 to 1, and biomass just raw, I'm not even going to worry about that because I don't think that's fair, but wood is 4 to 5. I think 1 to 1 is fair. I think that is a decent recipe for this. So, let's try this real quick. Was that the one we had before? Yeah, now I can't tell these apart. We need to name them, that's why. Okay, let's do this. Let's call this carrots. And we are going to do that in the constructor. We are going to tell that it takes 1 carrot as an ingredient, which we can find there. 1. And we are going to tell it that it's going to make a single biomass capsule out of that. Let's see, where is that? There. Now, there might be a non-cheaty way to do this that I haven't discovered yet, but we're going to try that, and we're going to tell it that it doesn't need 10 seconds to do that. I think it needs, like, what, like 5 seconds to do that? That seems fair. All right, so now this gives us a new carrots recipe, and that should be available. Let's do that for the other 4 ingredients here real quick. Alright, so with that done, we can now go to any of these assemblers and go ahead and do all 4 of these ingredients and turn them into biofuel. So we'll do our carrot, our corn, our potato, and our wheat in order, just like this. And then all we have to do is use an array of smart splitters to get all of the ingredients into their proper containers. So let's go ahead and grab up those. Where are our smart splitters? No, it's under logistics. I know that. There we go. So it's going to input here on this side. And we're going to put one all the way down here. Like so. And in theory, that should leave off just our capsules at the end that we can merge in. So we're going to go this way with those. And I think, if I remember correctly, we can tell this that we want the left output to be, what did we say here? It's carrot, isn't it? And then the center, we want to be not carrot. Oh, this is where it gets a little tricky because there's any undefined. That's what we want. All right. So yeah, carrot, carrot. And then this one's going to be corn. So we do left output is going to be corn. Alright, so there are the mergers all set up. That should work pretty well. Right, so I think I have all of this part working for the crops going in, but I still need to gather up enough carrots here that we can finish off our recipes. We also need to go ahead and grab ourselves up 250 jars of dirt, so that's gonna take me a second here to steal off this conveyor belt. Let me do that real quick. Alright, so there are the last of our modular frames. There are the rest of our carrots. We are now ready to build our harvesters. So let's go over here and get these plugged in real quick. Don't want the Mark II platforms there. We want the harvesters. Wonderful. Okay, so this should start, yes, pulling our crops out. That's what we like to see. All right, so this is definitely a little cheaty, but I think that this makes more sense in the spirit of the game of what we're trying to achieve here. So yeah, y'all can hate it if you want, that's fine, but I just think that this is a really neat way of dealing with it so that we can use our farms to actually make the biomass directly. Let me redo this whole setup. I think this is a great proof of concept, but I think I'm gonna upgrade this considerably. All right, so there is our lean, mean, green energy machines. We have all of our harvesters all lined up here on our farm plots. We are doing our pre-sorting of our seeds to go in there so they're only getting the correct crop into each of those. The outputs then get sorted underneath here in this little manifold array that we have set up, a smart splitter each, so that we are pulling the biomass capsules off and the rest of the crops are going into their proper assemblers, constructors, I always make that mistake, into the constructors to make more biomass. All of that sum total of biomass is then going into this storage container to be put into our constructor. Now, our biomass production here is 45 input per minute for 30 output. 30 output should be enough for where we are at for now. I think we'll be able to keep up with that because I think our burners are only using 2 each. So that means 20 all said and done. On the production side, we are producing 20 of these items per minute plus an additional 20 biomass per minute. So that's going to be a total of 40 capsules per minute. Almost enough to keep up with the production here, but I think that that ratio works out just about perfectly. Of course, we have 2 dirt nodes here, so in theory, we could set up a second seed harvester and we could double the production here. We could, in fact, even replace each of these farm plots with the Mark II farm plots, but that's a project for another day. So with our basic factory setup here done, all that's left is to decorate it. Now I do want to plan this for future expansion, so any decoration that we're going to do is going to be somewhat around some horizontal symmetry here, and I think we're going to build this out so that we can kind of have wings that expand in either direction. We do have these hills that are nestled around us, so those are going to put a limit on what we can do, but we might be able to incorporate that a little bit into the design as well. So I think what we're going to do is something maybe a little similar in brutalism that we've done already here with these concrete designs, but something that really is going to start to embrace the organic nature of this facility. To that end, I think we're going to start looking at structural solutions concrete. Now, again, frequent watchers of our channel will know that this is one of my favorite all-time mods. It's got a whole lot of building structures that we can play with, and it really does have a lot of pieces that feel nicely organic that I love to work with. If you've watched my previous series, you know that among my favorite blocks in the entire game are these chamfers that are all the way down here somewhere. Ah yes, these chamfers. These are just really gorgeous looking, nice organic feeling blocks. Let me just throw down a couple of these and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Maybe not that many of them, but yeah, so it gives you this really nice rounded edge and it just feels really smooth and organic, and you can combine that in interesting ways with other pieces and it kind of really helps to enhance that feeling. So I think what we might do is some sort of a repeating pattern here where we use some of these squared in edges in combination with the round edges, and that'll really make it feel a lot weightier, but also keep some of those organic feels that we really want. Now, if I remember correctly, there is a 8x8 block. There we go, and these are big chunkers. These are real nice. If I put a couple of these down, this really starts to lend some serious weight to a build. So now we're starting to get a feel here for that combination of the concrete from the brutalism and really starting to feel some of the roundness coming in that you can get with that concrete. If we top these off with chamfers as well, we'll feel like these are starting to feel like giant columns, maybe? And maybe this is too much. Maybe this is too thick for what we want, because that feels a little inorganic when it's at that scale. So maybe we pull these down just a little bit. Yeah, that roundness I think has a bit more of an organic feel to it. So let's move along with this. We also want to put some concrete walls up. So let's put this in between here maybe a little bit. And this will start breaking this out a bit. Let's do this and let's do this. And let's bring our chamfer tops over. It's almost looking like a Greek column at this point, which isn't exactly the feel that we want to go for. So yeah, I'm going to play with this a bit, and we'll see where we land in just a second. So as we're going through this, we also want to keep some of the light coming in here. If we use just concrete, this is going to feel like a very dark and spooky building. So I've got these glass domes, again from Structural Solutions, that I think we're going to start plunking on top. This is in the SS Frames pack here. And if we go and grab these glass side domes, we can actually start pulling these back and make this feel a little more greenhousey. If I can just get this to align, there we go. We can come pretty far back with it, and I think that that looks really nice. I think you all have seen this in some of my more epic builds we did last season, some of those creative builds that I was working on in between episodes, and I think this will do really nicely. I just love these domes. They're so big and they just feel so imposing, but they're also light and airy, so I do like that really nice juxtaposition you get off of them. Alright, so there is our mostly complete factory. I think this is pretty good looking. I'm pretty content with how this turned out. We have all of those lovely curves that I was going for there. We have all of these wonderful glass domes. I actually replaced the top of these with glass instead of the concrete, and that gives us a little set of viewing decks. I also put in these concrete arches here to kind of give these steps a little bit more design and texture to them. I still haven't grounded it yet. I still need to figure out what I'm going to do with this factory underneath here, but overall, once that gets done, I think it'll be pretty sharp looking and it'll match the rest. But over here, our seed factory is kind of butting out from the side of this and the bottom as sort of a little bit of a just like bulbous growth off the side. I thought that looked kind of neat. So I left that sitting out to the side. And then on the back here, we have these lovely grand observation decks that I have built. Let's go ahead and turn off clipping, or turn back on clipping and turn back on no flying, no clip, and also fly. And let's do a grand tour from the inside. Now, in the bottom here, this is the primary entrance so far to the ground floor. This is using the lovely Structural Solutions F-holes, which actually have these great lights on them that I think are really neat. Then we have our seed processing going in here. We run up the stairs to these catwalks that kind of span throughout the whole facility to another F-hole, and this gives us entrance to our logistics floor. From there, we can go up even further here and get access to any of these individual machines that are doing all of our growing. All of our planters and harvesters, we can kind of access right through here. Now, we can then take another set of stairs up if we would like, and this brings us access to the observation deck layers, at least the top observation deck you can get to from up here. So here we can look out on all of the horizon. Unfortunately, this has the weird Satisfactory glass problem where everything reflects, but the horizon view is still great, even if you can't see down. We have a series of smaller decks here that we can go down to that take us out to the other adjacent platforms if we want to look at those as well. So all three of these tubes are accessible here, and you can walk all the way back out to the front here. Now, the last little observation deck series is the medium tier ones right in the middle. So these come in through here, and you can kind of get up here and look around and look out over our factory area. Hello! Yeah, I was surprised to see you too, my friend. And you can see our lovely space elevator, all of that sort of stuff. From here, of course, you can go back down and around to get out the main front exit. Fortunately, I don't have doors installed yet here, but it does give us access back down to our power plant through here. So, overall, I think this is a pretty nice and slightly imposing, but I really like the look of this build. So with our farming complete and tiers 3 and 4 unlocked, I think that brings us to the end of this episode of Enterprise Architecture. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends!